Hi guys, another live show. It's just a video I want to record, but why not put it on live and see what questions come in? That always makes it more interesting, but I will keep the questions for the end and I will start with what I would like to share. Uh, I made a video about the Kelly Criterion, and I think, I've been thinking more about it, and I think I should be respecting that actually even more than I was planning to. I shared some months ago that I was planning to go all in, for example. But if you follow the Kelly criterion, that's never justified. Like, no matter how high you estimate the risk reward ratio, there's always a chance that it fails. And so going all in, that does not account for that. What will you do when it fails? I made some points to that, like yes, you can keep a close eye on it and you can always get out. That's true, that's true. But will you? And there's no rule set that it will go down slowly. It can go down quite quickly. Your investment, certain things can happen also in cryptocurrency that just make it clear that, well, it's worth nothing. I don't know, some kind of technical bug that causes the amount of coins to that's discovered, and the amount of coins has been inflated suddenly by 10x or 100x. What will happen to the price? Will not be much left. There are a couple of extreme rare scenarios that you can think of that don't have a very low probability, but they can happen, and your investment can go down very quickly before you have a chance to sell it. So that's true. So if you respect the Kelly criterion and you're super bullish, let's say we get that correction, and now Bitcoin BTC just went through 5,300, and it's now on a new bull run at 5,500. But let's say that we do get a continued bear market, which I really strongly believe in. And so let's say we hit 6,000 and then we go down. And I do think we will hit that 2,000 US dollars, maybe just below $1,900 over the next half year. And at the meantime, Bitcoin Cash goes to also breaks its low of 75 US dollars and goes to $40. I was planning to go all in then, but I think I should revise that because there's a chance that it fails. And so and there's a chance also that it goes much lower than that. The same for Bitcoin. Yes, like that's a reasonable bottom estimate, 2000, but there are these kind of like extreme scenarios that can happen that can make it go down a lot more. So if you go all in at a certain point, well, then you lost your powder to buy more on the way down, and well, yeah, you're at risk of losing everything. So actually, I do think that it makes sense to to respect the Kelly criterion, and even if you estimate probabilities and risk reward very favorable and very high to be a winning investment, still, like, keep it realistic. If you estimate 90% chance that you're gonna make a shitload of money, okay, invest 90%, but still leave that 10%. And that can make a huge difference on the way down, but also on the way up. You're never gonna lose all your fiat on the way down, because you're never gonna invest anything. But also on the way up, there are scenarios where, like, even if you strive to sell everything at the top, that's not a wise move. The top can go a lot higher in an extreme scenario. In a black swan event, let's say you get hyperinflation, let's say you have a bull run and cryptos goes up a lot, But yeah, you're approaching the peak that you think will be the peak, and so you decide to sell everything. That was my plan for the next bull run. But that's not wise, because there is a small chance that it does go up a lot more than expected. Let's say you have that bull run going, but then suddenly there's a crisis breaking out, and you do get like a major fiat currency like the euro, or for example, collapsing, or the US dollar, and worldwide people sell that coin because of some reason, and the value collapses a lot. Well, that will cause a panic, and that can make Bitcoin and other cryptos go up a lot more than a normal bull run would expect. And so let's say you sold everything, well, then you're sitting there on the sidelines, maybe in the wrong fiat currency, maybe in that exact coin that is collapsing, like the euro or the US dollar, and you lost it all basically, yeah, by just selling also that last 10% of crypto. So you shouldn't do that. You should never do that. There is always a low chance that it goes up a lot more, so you always keep a small exposure, and you can keep on selling that on the way up, but it will be your savior. So hi all, welcome to the live chat. Just sharing some more thoughts I have about investing and respecting the Kelly Criterion. And I think I'm gonna do that a lot better, and I think it will set me free. That's the title of the video. If you keep to a system that's solid, actually that really makes a lot of sense. You're gonna make a lot more money, but you also have a much better sleep, because you know you're protected in every scenario. So that's I think what the Kelly Criterion can offer me and you, if you respect that. So let me take a look at the comments, and rewatch the video from the start if you wanna hear my whole story. But in summary, I'm planning to actually not go all in, and never, and change that plan. But I hopefully go in 90% or 95% when we do get these extreme bear scenario that I'm still expecting. I don't actually think it's extreme. Actually, I think there are good odds that the low of Bitcoin of 3,150 will be broken. Just to rewatch my previous video on why. And that means that I also think there are good odds that your favorite coin, whatever that may be, will also break their low. And for me, that's Bitcoin Cash, and $75 is cheap, but it's not dirt cheap, and I do think that it still has good odds to be broken. Yeah. So good odds means yeah. I was planning to invest 80%, and then on low odds, if it would happen, Bitcoin at $2,000. Or $1,900, and Bitcoin Cash at $40. I do get that low odds, but if it happens, I was planning to go 100%, but I probably change that to 90. So let's see. Hi all, welcome to the live chat. So nice to see you. And if you have interesting questions, shoot them, and I'm happy to answer them. Hi Stefan, Sebastian Komar, Matt G's. Matt G says you keep changing your mind more often than my girlfriend. Please let me know. I do change my mind sometimes, but overall, actually, I don't think I changed it that much. Actually, like I called the bottom when it collapsed from 6,000 to 3,000. When it was around 4,500, I called the bottom. And I changed my mind, because before I was thinking the bottom would be like lower at 3,000, but at 4,500 I said, no guys, this is the bottom. One day later it broke, and I changed my mind again. I admitted I was wrong, and I said this is not the bottom, and actually I've stick to that. And then when after the bottom happened at 3,000, Bitcoin Cash continued to go down from 250 to 80, and then it went back up. It shot back up like in one day. 1 to 2 days, from 3,200 to 4,000 for Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin Cash shot up from $80 to $200. And Dope Forever made a video that she thought the bottom was in. Then I for one day thought, she's right, and I said I probably missed the bottom, but I changed after one day again to my original premise, which has been that the bottom is not in, except for 2 days, and that's I've been saying since a long time now, since 2018, the end of 2017. I warned for a bear market. I still had also bullish calls. It was mixed, but yeah, pretty good track record. So Majis, if you can please let me know with some points where I change my mind so often, like your girlfriend. Please illustrate. Cat and Space. Hi. Better to go all in when there is a clear bullish confirmation on the daily or even weekly. Better to catch the middle of the run and keep your risk low than try and catch the bottom. Well, actually, I don't invest that way. This is technical trading. I don't do that. And the Kelly Criterion also doesn't work like that. So the lower it goes, the higher your exposure should be, because the better the risk reward becomes. Of course, you can add other indicators to that using technical analysis. You can say like, if the 50-day moving average goes above the 200-day moving average, that's another bullish indicator. If the NVT ratio or signal signals red, that's another sell indicator. If it signals green, it's another bull indicator. You can add all these things to judge whether the risk reward is good or not, of course. But I do believe in keeping it simple on all levels, and that will lead to success. And so when it comes to investing, for me, I look at other things, but I don't use it to really make decisions. I just look at the Trollo chart and at the undervaluation of all cryptos versus the trend line and overvaluation, and that's what I use to decide the risk reward ratio, whether we're at serious undervaluation or not, or overvaluation, and so but sometimes I just don't execute well. I make mistakes, and even though it goes up, I don't lower my exposure, and that has costed me. Or even though it goes down, continues to go down, I don't increase my exposure, and that costs me too. So that's what I would like to do better in the future. I think that will help me a lot. Hi Steve Wallace. Hi Bas Winkels. Hi Arthur. Arthur says welcome bear. Thank you. There's not many bears left, but there are some. Take a look at my Twitter. Yesterday I shared one where I say I like, and then it's a YouTube video, a great YouTube video of someone who makes the case for a continued bear market. Very well done, and the comments are also very good. And you see that lots of comments. So the bears are alive and well, but they are pushed to the edge, to the like. You can't see them in the mainstream, in the crypto mainstream. Not many are left. What will be your distribution in crypto? 100% Bcash, asks Matjis. It's not Bcash, Matjis. Only haters use the name Bcash. If you want a short name, you can use BCH, or you can use Bitcoin Cash. But please don't use Bcash. That's really not appreciated by people that invest and love Bitcoin Cash. Steve Wallace. So your question, yes, I invest fully in Bitcoin Cash during this bear market and nothing else. And I intend to diversify it later on if the bull market has started and Bitcoin Cash has done well and has pumped a lot. And everybody starts to believe that that's the next big thing, then I will diversify into other cryptocurrencies, smaller ones. So Steve Wallace, the range you intend to go in on? Yes, I made a video about my buy-in prices. It's $200, $100, and $50 for for Bitcoin Cash. I was planning to go to 60%, 80%, and 100%, but I'll probably adjust that so that it's not 100, but only 90%, around $50. So when dump today, golden cross indeed, Arthur. Eric Crown makes good videos on that. Like every time you have a golden cross that's bullish, then you do get a big dump pretty soon in previous bear markets. So that's indeed most probable to happen. Even if we are in a bull market, that we do get a serious correction before we continue on the way up. But most people give that scenario the highest odds right now, but I really don't agree with that. I think the highest odds are still that we're in a bear market and we'll see lower lows. High pounds. Harvey Williams asks, given that we have Tether, other stablecoins and more fiat pairs with altcoins, do you think this will mean that altcoins will decouple from BTC and reduce BTC's dominance? Well, I did make a video in the last one saying that yes, I think a minority exposure to crypto is right and not a majority exposure, but also I don't think you should invest it all in Bitcoin BTC or have your majority invested in Bitcoin BTC. I that's my opinion. But of course, it's true that during a bear market, Bitcoin, the biggest coin, which is still Bitcoin today, will go down the least, and so that's actually, from that perspective, the safest investment. That's true, but I think that's very risky because, like, yes, you have to look at the past to predict the future. Like, look at past events and patterns and to see how the future will like. That's the most likely to happen, but that does change if the fundamentals change. Like, if the fundamentals of something changes, you don't have to look at the past returns only. You have to look also at the fundamentals and how that can influence future performance. And for Bitcoin BTC, in the previous bull market, a lot has changed to the fundamentals. It's only since 2017 that SegWit is implemented that the transaction fees exploded. This is very new. And that it lost and that it split into Bitcoin Cash, and it lost a lot of support that also went to other coins, to Ethereum and so many others, Dash, Monero. So this is all new. It's not new that you have other cryptos. Every bull market you had other cryptos coming up and becoming bigger and bigger. Bitcoin, since its inception, has lost market share, but in 2017 something happened that was unique in that due to the high transaction fees and unreliable network, because many people send Bitcoin, it doesn't arrive for days, it's locked because they didn't have pay high enough a transaction fee, a lot of misery, that you had an absolute collapse in market share for the first time. If you look at market dominance of Bitcoin, it was an absolute collapse, never seen before like that, and much worse than in previous bull markets. This is new, and so the bear market will last longer than ever before, and so in being invested in a coin, even though it's still the biggest coin and the market leader, but that has lost so much of its competitive advantage and market share, is risky. Why do that? You can create safety much better by respecting the Kelly Criterion and not being over invested in crypto in general, and have some fiat, being investing in fiat, and creates that way security, and then select quality coins even during a bear market. I think it's a much wiser approach, because you have to have strong hands, especially during a bear market. And if you invest in a coin that you're not fully convinced of, that you think like, most of my followers, they believe in Bitcoin BTC, but they also agree that high transaction fees is not good. But then if you get a worse bear market than expected, that means you don't have very strong hands, and you may make mistakes because you don't believe that hard in this coin, in this investment. So it's much better to choose investments that you believe strongly in, where you have strong hands, especially during a bear market, but also during a bull market, and create your security by allocating properly between fiat and crypto. Arthur, Mark is so clever, my bear. I like it. My pleasure. Um, uh, he says, sell the Lambo for an Aston Martin. Well, I'll probably sell the Lambo and just invest it in something better. Um, uh, or maybe I'll keep it, since I will keep some money that I will not invest in crypto. So yeah, maybe I'll just keep it then. It's nice to have that, and it's a great toy. You can always sell it if times get tough. But I do like renting. Renting, I think, is great. Renting has so many advantages that you can't even see unless you start to rent. Like with real estate, if you rent, suddenly you're much more free to move. Because you make the financial decision to buy real estate, that also implies that you're probably going to stay there a lot longer because you bought it. That you're not going to move so quickly if you have annoying neighbors, or you have plans, or you see something else that's nice, or you have, like, you're not going to easily do that because you bought it. And it's the same with these cars. Yes, that Lambo is in Belgium, so it means they have to do the rides there. It's not so easy to transport a Lambo to the US or to Africa. Like, but if you rent, suddenly, like, you can go anywhere in the world and drive Lambos, for example, and you can drive all kind of other cars too, and much more modern cars, and you have much less trouble. And yes, you will spend money on it, but you also spend money if you own a Lambo. So it has many advantages, and I like that lifestyle. So I will certainly not, I probably not buy another one in my life after this one. Hi guys, let me take another look at the questions. Welcome to the live chat. Rewatch the video when we end it to see my story about respecting the Kelly Criterion, and like set my mind free. I think I can accomplish by investing better, following the Kelly Criterion. So I will do that much better, I think. Machi says that he was just joking, that I changed my mind like his girlfriend. People that are passive aggressive often use that. They say something insulting and then say, I was just joking. You should be more aware of what you're saying, Matt. Your investment strategy keeps changing a lot compared to my buy and hold that I've been sticking with since 2014. I enjoy listening to all the speculations though. Well, good for you that you've been buying and holding since 2014. That's indeed an investment strategy that's yeah, very good. Harvey asks if I have any advice for investors who get so annoyed with themselves for making bad decisions. Yeah, the best thing to do is just look inwards, and admit the mistakes you made, and correct them for the future. That really gives peace of mind. It's the denying them, or blaming it on other people, that does not give peace of mind and does not really help you go forward and become better. The Aussie drama says, hi Mark, I'm drunk, been drinking all day. Enjoy the spirit, the high spirit. Steve Wallace says, I'm surprised how few bears there are now. So many people switch to being bullish. That's very true. And I find it very frustrating that people at the bottom, when it's 3,500 US dollars and Bitcoin Cash $100, everybody is bearish, and all these opinion leaders that are supposed to like lead are all bearish. But then when it shoots up, they become bullish, and the higher it goes, the more bullish they become. Like, what's the point? Huh? Like, the point is that to buy when it's low, huh? And you can only do that when you become more bullish as it goes down more. Huh? This is very, very hard because the masses and opinion leaders do the inverse. Huh? But that's actually how you make money. And so you really have to fight that. And that's why I love the Kelly Criterion, where you keep it simple, and you basically, the lower the price goes, the better the risk reward ratio and the higher your exposure should be. That will help me and can help you a lot in investing as price goes down, and also selling as price goes up. Let's see. Mark, I'm a big fan of your open nature. Very few investors admit to mistakes and are willing to share their thoughts prior to a move rather than claim they caught the move after the fact. Yeah, that's very true. I often do that when I'm looking, like, shall I follow this person on Twitter? I start to do that more and more, or on YouTube. I have my bookmarked link there that you can also bookmark, where you just click the link and you can see what they were saying during the top in 2018 on Twitter, and you can see what they were saying during the bottom or the low until today. So when it was around 20k and when it was around 3k, and look at what they say, and that really helps a lot in judging whether they are good or not. Most people are absolutely bullish at the top, even when they are reputable people, and they are bearish at the bottom, and it's very, very, very rare to see someone that at the bottom makes some bullish calls and recommends to invest. Yeah, very rare. And you have many cheaters, many cheaters that really they oversell themselves. They claim they are better than they really are, and indeed they use these tricks of after the move suddenly claiming that they did this or they did that, but that's really not helpful when you follow these people. Why do you trust Bitcoin Cash so much? I respect your opinion, but it's like Litecoin, which says it's the real Bitcoin. That's not true. Litecoin is a copy coin. Bitcoin Cash is a fork. That's very different. A copy coin is new coins created for new people, starting from zero, basically. But you do copy certain things of the other coin. That's a copy coin. That's what Litecoin did. A fork is not a copy coin. It has the same shareholders. When you have coins in Bitcoin and Litecoin would have forked, well, then you have also the same amount of coins in Litecoin. And so that's very different. That's what happened with Bitcoin Cash. It forked off of Bitcoin BTC. And there is a lot of infighting about this, but I think that you can make both cases, that Bitcoin Cash forked off Bitcoin BTC. That's correct, technically, but it's also true that Bitcoin BTC went took a left turn when they implemented SegWit and decided not to scale on chain, and allowing transaction fees to go up a lot. That was a left turn. That was not the plan for Bitcoin, and many people believe that's not the way forward. That's not going to become successful that way, and so even though Bitcoin Cash was the one forking off, actually the road continued by Bitcoin Cash is the road that was started by Bitcoin, and so in that way, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is why did you join Bitcoin? For what? I joined Bitcoin because I loved the concept, the idea. You really own your coins yourself. When you send them to someone else, they really own them, and you don't own them anymore. You can't take them back. of course, the limited supply, 21 million. Um, there's no inflation possible, but also like uh, yeah, you can trust when you send a payment, the other person gets it immediately, but also like it will very likely be confirmed. Huh? Like these kind of characteristics is why I joined Bitcoin. I think is genius. But the way Bitcoin BTC is evolving more and more is that's all lost. Huh? Like if you have it via the Lightning network, because that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to you own your bitcoins via the Lightning network because otherwise you can't send them cheaply. But that means like you don't really own them yourself. They are locked somewhere. You have to get them out before you really own them yourself. When you send them to another party, it's the same. Like that other party doesn't really have them. There is a party in between. That's just not Bitcoin. But it's also about censorship. Like, yes, nobody can censor the transaction. That's very important. But when you have third parties, well, censorship can happen, and that's a big problem with Bitcoin BTC. That the core devs support censorship in the public forums, in Bitcoin Talk and Reddit, like they really censor, meaning like deleting messages all the time that don't support their vision. It's not hate speech, or it's just a different opinion, and they will delete it. Like that's not okay. Like if the developer supports actions with in public fora, then they very likely will also start supporting that in the currency. And if not, the like because there will come a lot of pressure from states and governments to censor transactions. That will come. That's how they wage war. That's what they do. They will force banks to shut down your account. That's what they do, for example, to WikiLeaks. And Visa and MasterCard, like they all shut down the PayPal. Like if the government targets you, and that can be just for some, they suspect that you didn't pay your taxes, they can like shut down everything, confiscate your bank account, like you have access to no money whatsoever, and then you have to start paying lawyers. Like this is a terrible situation to be in. But they can do that because they have so much power over the banking system, but not with Bitcoin. But they will try. So if you create a system where you have Bitcoin is owned via third parties, then it becomes very easy for governments to basically force censorship upon it. So these are all reasons why I really believe in Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin Cash is a much better Bitcoin implementation than Bitcoin BTC. Like it's not an altcoin, it's also Bitcoin. It's a different implementation, but it's also Bitcoin. And the opportunity is here now. Like the majority of the market doesn't agree with this vision whatsoever. There's a lot of hate towards the project, but this is really the also an indicator that you're on the right track. Because at the time when Roger Ver invested, for example, in Bitcoin in 2011, 2012, that was a total joke. Like now everybody's saying, I wish I was there, but if you would have been there, you would have not invested, and you would have not spent time on it. And even if you would have invested, you would have sold it after the first doubling, or even after the first 20% you make, and especially after you make 10x, you would have sold it all, or you would have lost it because you don't really value it so highly, and then you lose your key or you lose your backup. Like so many people did. Like you really have to believe in something based on fundamentals to be able to make such a great investment, because the most of the world won't believe in it, will think it's like just idiocy. And that's what Roger Ver, for example, did at the time. You have to really go against the crowd to become rich with investing. Making money with investing extremely difficult. This is passive investing. You're not producing that much. You're only allocating your capital. Most of profits are not made by investors. It's made by the entrepreneurs that do these projects. So it's very difficult, and to become rich with investing extremely rare. So so you do have to like take positions that are extremely unsuccessful in order to be successful. That's exactly the case with Bitcoin Cash today. Um, Hi all, welcome to the live show. Um, so Rudolf, I hope thanks so much for the question about Bitcoin Cash. I love to talk about that. Also, something I want to add about Litecoin is that the founder sold all his coins at the top. Very shrewd person to do that, and then have some excuse why he did that. And of course, great investor selling at the top. Kudos to him. But at the same time, you don't want the founder to do that. As an investor, you can do that, but the founder should not do that. The founder should always remain invested in the project big time. Huh? He can sell, of course, and diversify, but he should remain invested. It's a very, very bad sign that the founder sells out. It should never stay invested in a project where the founder is not remaining and the lead decision makers are not remaining invested. It's just basic, the basics of investing. So, let's see at the other questions. How will Bitcoin Cash become actual cash? Like, I just don't see people storing their entire worth in their own wallets for security reasons. Therefore, the most a blockchain can be is a store of value. It's true that securing your own coins is still difficult and risky. But these things will improve over time. It's going to take a long time. This bear market will take another half year at least, I think, and then the bull market will start very, very slow. Another year, 2 years of sideways movement. And then the bull market will only start for real, and that's another 3 years. Like, these things go slow. In the meantime, people are developing, and we will get innovations when it comes to storing coins that make it much more user friendly for users. But the big challenge in cryptocurrency is to have the investors, like to have people that actually use the cryptocurrency to pay people. That's rare, because most people that are in crypto, they are there only to make money of it, and so they will buy the coins, but they keep it on an exchange and they wait till it goes up and then they sell it. They are not interested to really push forward the coin themselves in adoption. And so, but you really need those people to make it happen. Because in contrast to companies, when you invest in a company, just a shareholder, you don't have to make it happen. It's the entrepreneurs that will make it happen. But that's not the case with a cryptocurrency. When you buy coins, you're not only a shareholder, you're also a user. And if you're not a user, well, that's not good for your coin. But it's the problem is that it's tragedy of the commons, because using the coin requires energy, and actually you make a loss. And so it requires you to put in energy, and the benefit is for everybody. It's not for you. It's for everybody to invest in that coin. So you need to be generous. And so that's why I also believe strong in Bitcoin Cash, because the amount of people that are in there that really want to use and are using the coin is much higher than, for example, with Bitcoin BTC, where you have many more just investors. They even say literally that they only see it as a store of value, and that it's not so important to use it. Like, guys, that's not good. You really need like, the network effect is very important, but you don't have that with investors. And so what does that mean, a network effect? It means that the more users you have, the higher the value is. Like, you go on Facebook, but if it's only like 2 friends using it, the value is not high. But if like 10 friends are using it, the value is much higher for you. It's not 5 times higher, it's like 10 times higher. So it's not because you have 5 times more friends on Facebook that is 5 times higher. No, if you have like double the amount of contacts there, well, the value is actually 4 times higher for you. So that's what it means, a network effect, that the more people that use it, like it goes exponentially up the value of the network, and it becomes so much harder for another network to beat you, because once all your friends are on Facebook, um, for another network to make you transfer to the other network becomes very difficult. It's the same with currencies. If everybody accepts this currency, like why would you switch to another one? The value goes up as more and more people use it. But that's not the case when you just invest in it and nobody use it. Like, who cares? The value of the coin does not go up there. So yeah, it's extremely important to invest in coins that are being used, and where the ideology is that you use it, and that it is very important. And with Bitcoin Cash you have that much more, because people that are part of that really want to compete with fiat. They realize that fiat is the source of a lot of suffering in the world. Like the government prints every year 8% more fiat, euros or US dollars, and what do they do with that money? All kind of evil shit. It's just stealing from the people, and they are able to wage wars, subsidize things that should not be subsidized. It's just not good. And how can you ever fight the government? Like, the government can hire as many cops and as many soldiers as they want, because they can just print the money. That's just a tremendous power that they have, and they shouldn't have. And it's a tremendous loss. It keeps most people poor, because people, they make some money, they put it on a bank account, and the year after the value has gone down. That's hard to save money that way. So it's really a problem. And how can you solve that? Well, with crypto you can. Like, you can like start using your coin and not be in fiat anymore, not support that system, or very little, much less than you do today, and really have your energy direct to a crypto, meaning like your savings, you save it in crypto. You also spend with crypto, like to help adoption. That's how you improve the world. When a major high crypto John, when a major sea change comes, the past will tell you nothing. I think the sea change will soon be upon us. I don't know what you mean with that, Crypto John. Daniel, Bitcoin is a thing of the past. The market crashed a long time ago due to market saturation. That's why I trade in human body part on the black market. All right. The quality of the conversation is dropping. Let's see what other interesting questions we have. Smooth operator, hi. Thank you so much for all your great comments. I love them, and critiques, and very courageous of you to sell out your crypto now. Around 5,300, you sold all your coins, and you believe in a continued bear market, and you're gonna go all in Ethereum at the bottom. Yes, I wish you good luck, and I think Ethereum is a great choice. And yeah, I agree with your call that it's very likely to see lower lows. Let's see, what else do we have? Hi Dope Forever, nice to see you. She says that for her, actually owning gives her more freedom to move than renting. So yeah, maybe it's a personal thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much anymore about Bitcoin Cash and Lightning Network. I shared my opinion about that. What do you think? How low BTC can go? I think 2,000 US dollars is a realistic estimate for the bottom. Yes, PH says that he doesn't think we will see $40 for Bitcoin Cash. Um, he thinks that the odds are very low for that. I don't think that. No, I don't. I think you have to directly correlate this to Bitcoin. Like, you can give it the same probability. What's the probability that Bitcoin would go below 3,200? Is it high or low? High odds, good odds, or low odds? It's the same for all the other coins, and I think it's still very good odds that it will break the low of 3,200. So that means that also applies to Bitcoin Cash. Even though Bitcoin Cash has seen some capital come back from Bitcoin SV that dropped a lot, and some capital came back, but um, yeah, that's not so much. We saw how much that was. That was only 20%. When Bitcoin SV dropped with 50%, Bitcoin Cash went up 20%, maybe. Like, not all capital came back. Only a part of it. Um, Alberto Sasso, please review. He asked if it's good to be invested in alts instead of in BTC. I think yes. So let me just make someone a mod here, because I hear there's a bot army spamming. So I will. Can I make someone a mod? Let me try that. Do that. How I can do that? Let me try to do that. How can I make someone a mod here? How do you make someone a mod? Okay. Actions. When I click someone, I can only report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user on this channel. I cannot make a mod. So yeah, I don't know how to do this. Let me check. Yeah, I think we can end it because it's already 50 minutes. I will just end it. I think it was long enough. I want people to rewatch it and don't make it hours long. So thanks all for watching and for asking good questions. It's good to see we have enemies here. That's a good sign. So thanks all for joining, and please rewatch the video. It's very interesting what I say in the beginning of the video about respecting the Kelly Criterion and how to set myself free by just following more this system, a very, very solid system. And that means I never will go all in, and I will also never go all out. But I do think that that makes a lot of sense. That's that. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a great day.